Okay, we have 5 replays left. It's probably going to be 2 videos, so we'll do 3 more replays in this one and 2 in a different one. Ladies and gentlemen, I was supposed to do this every video, but I forget because I don't think about it too much. But you should subscribe. Come on, man. Come on, dude. We're so close to 1K. Subscribe. Alright, if you get annoyed of me in my feed, don't unsubscribe. Don't ever unsubscribe. It's permanent. You owe me money. You love this channel. But also, if I annoy you, I don't know, send me a DM and I'll ignore it. Because I don't care what anybody thinks. Ever, and that's why I constantly ask everyone I know if I'm doing a good job. It's because I don't care. Anyway, we're on to a fight between the Wood Elves and the Dwarves. Normally this matchup is very slow, very boring, and no fun to watch for anybody at all. But Shogunnik, instead of bringing a million Quarrelers and Rangers with shields, which is the normal meta smart thing to do, he's bringing freaking quadruple organ gun, which I don't know how that's going to work because they're usually outranged by like way watchers and way stalkers, and they're just going to get sniped out. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So we have 2 Slayers, one of which is Dragonback, the other which is hiding in the forest. The forest-back Slayers. We have Dwarf Warriors and miners with blasting charges across the whole front line. We do have Belegar Ironhammer. He is cheap. He is chipper. He has 120 health, 120 armor, and silver shields. We have 4 organ guns. No big deal. Just 4 organ guns. On the other side, we had 2 Glade Riders with spears. We had 2 Way Watchers, I thought. Somewhere. Where's the second Way Watcher? Oh, it's right next to him. Got it. 2 Way Watchers, some Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. Looks like 3 of them. Then we have Blade Singers and Wildwood Rangers across the front line. And the Lord is a Spellweaver of Life. So an armor-piercing infantry rush from the Wood Elves. It's a different way of playing this. I also appreciate it instead of watching like 12 archers just kite the dwarves all day. It's usually an abysmal matchup to watch, but it looks like these 2 players were ready to have some fun. Now, Glade Riders think they do good by getting onto the organ guns, but then the other organ guns just deletist them, and that's the end of that. As more Glade Riders are trying to get around the back. Swarv is having a bit of a problem advancing, as there's just so much firepower he has to go through. He's trying to get some cavalry in here first before he has to walk straight into the jaws of death. And organ guns would completely whiff a shot onto those Glade Riders with spears. Meanwhile, some Blade Singers have gone onto the front line. Double Way Watchers are firing in onto Dwarf Warriors and minus the blasting charges, it looks like. They're doing some good damage, but there's just not a lot for them to shoot besides the organ guns, which they should probably focus on, but Swarv is currently taking care of them with cavalry, so he doesn't see the point in using his Way Watcher ammunition there. Also, he might friendly fire the shit out of his units, so he doesn't want to fire at the same time that he's charging in. 1 organ gun is routed. The other 3 are totally fine. Their Dwarven leadership is too strong. And now the Way Watchers might want to start firing in on the organ gun crews. Maybe. The Wood Elves are holding back their elite infantry, trying to deal with this organ gun scenario, but I don't think it's going well for them as they piecemeal into the fight. They are all going to die horrifically. Oh no. Oh geez, oh gosh, oh no. Yeah. Go organ guns go. They're firing. They're shooting. They're having a good time. These Glade Riders are going to get gunned down. Oh no, they stop. Oh no, that's a tragedy. Alright, look away, kids. Look away. Alright, we won't look away. We'll watch.
Oh, there's no guy. Oh, there's all the humanity. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, gosh.
Alright, they died. Dwarves are behind on the balance of power? Are you kidding me right now? They've pew-pewed so many things. Screw you, balance of power. You don't know what cool is. So Way Watchers are still firing in. They're taking a bunch of damage out of Slayers, but they're also kind of missing a lot of their shots. You can see these Way Watchers are actually going to be dangerously low in health. Wildwood Rangers, I guess the bounce power is in them to just carry this in the late game, but I don't know, man. Organ guns are a different beast. Organ guns are a different animal. Now organ guns are going to fire out a little bit. It'll do ×2 speed briefly as we just watch things shoot each other. Archers are going to take out the organ guns over here pretty effectively, and some items of blast charges are going to try to take their vengeance out on these Wood Elf carcasses. They get rear charged with the Spellsinger of Life, and it looks like that pocket is about to collapse on the far side. Organ guns over here are left alive, largely totally fine, and these Wild Rangers are going to rout. We have miners with blast charge with full ammo, and it looks like the Wood Elves are now getting a good solid push in. They've taken out all but 1 organ gun. They have some Slayers and Belegar Ironhammer trying to hold here. The last organ gun is here. They are firing. They're taking out these Wild Rangers, always aiming at the side of the formation because, I don't know, reasons. I guess the dwarves don't want to fire dead center because they're dumb. They're made out of dumb, stupid parts. Now, the archers for the High Elves or Wood Elves are out of ammo. So that's real bad for them balance of power-wise. You can see for the units that can actually kill stuff, Wildwood Rangers are routing and close to dead. These Blade Singers, one is okay. The other is almost dead. So it's pretty much down to melee archers and a Spellsinger of Life versus the rest of this formation. And that could be a little tricky for them. Balance of power is against the dwarves, but like I said, I just don't think there's a lot of stopping power here. So I think that balance of power is going to swiftly change. It's on these Blade Singers. Can these Blade Singers at half health kill this entire dwarven army? Not if this Organ Gun can get a good shot in, but also this Organ Gun is deleting their own miners with blasting charges, which is a big whoops. And these miners are not able to throw their charges. Yes, they are, but they're not throwing them with the Blade Singers. They're throwing them with the Wildwood Rangers. Oh, no. Okay, this is getting a little sketch at this point. Lifecaster chasing off that Organ Gun crew that was trying to come back. These Organ Guns are firing their best, but the Spellsinger of Life is about to get on top of them. A little bit of line of sight issues here. A little bit. Can't shoot over their own guys that well. Belagar's going to charge in over here, and how are we doing on the infantry count? Wild Ranger's almost dead, but still fighting. Blade Singer's almost dead, but still fighting. And for the dwarves, not a lot left. Something brutal just happened to these Blade Singers. It must have been a good shot in from the Organ Guns. We're still doing their best. Trying to rout them off, but it's looking like it's Belagar. Belagar might be all that's left here. Organ Guns still trying to fire. They're still technically online. This is usually when I hop into manual fire because they're so close they just won't shoot, unfortunately. They are routed off, and now it is just Belagar. Can he do it? Well, I guess he has some Longbeards off in the distance. But I'm going to times 2 fast forward real quick. Belagar fighting. There's one Organ Gun crew that's trying to be real sneaky and get over onto a different gun. Belagar's fighting. He's really trying to take some stuff out. Wild Rangers are just kicking his ass, though. I mean, they were super wounded, so of course he beat them, but he took a lot of damage. And the Organ Gun crew's trying to find a mount. Trying to get back somewhere as these Longbeards defend them from the vicious Spellweaver of Life. Oh, and those War Dancers. That's going to be bad. Blade Singers, sorry. That's going to be real bad. Alright, it looks like the dwarves might be doomed here. Might be. I don't think Belagar can deal with those Blade Singers. They do magic damage, but still. Alright, Belagar's in it. He's fighting. He's dying. He's going to get recharged. He's going to get army lost. He's fighting. He's going to lose. He's doing his best. And he lost. Oh, 4 Organ Guns. You're slightly too much of a meme. 100 value on one. 1,000 value on the next. 870 value on the next. And then 2,000 on that one. Okay. Overall, they paid for themselves, I think, if you combine them all. But you don't need them to pay for themselves. You need them to do more than that, unfortunately. Everything else in the dwarf roster did Blade Singers, Wild Rangers mostly got crumped. Only one of them got pretty good value. Blade Singers also largely got crumped. I don't think they got their value, but they kind of got close. Glade Guard did great. Way Watchers did fine. Not super great. And then Glade Riders got cut down, but it's mostly these archers that were able to shoot the Organ Gun crews that got their value. This is a GG. Organ Gun Special. Boom. Smalls 1. XMT Way on the Empire versus Killing Smalls Bretonia. Okay. Oh, good stretch. Stallion Tomb. Small map. Whoa! Way is taking all of this firepower on such a small map. We have 2 mortars. Mortars are on paper decent against Bretonia, but I have so much experience with them just missing every shot that I don't think they're very good in general, but on paper they're good. Triple War Wagon to poke stuff down and be tanky. We have a Steam Tank. Steam Tanks are actually good against Bretonia. I like them a lot. We have Karl Franz up on his Griffin. I also like that. We have a regrowth from a Jade Wizard. Other than that, we have a box of Empire Infantry, just Swordsman, Spearman. Yada yada. On the Bretonian side, we have Peasant Bowman, Pox Arrows, Peasant Bowman, Pox Arrows, Peasant Bowman, Pox Arrows. Okay, a lot of Peasant Bowmen. Men-at-Arms, we have some Battle Pilgrims, we have some Men-at-Arms, Pole Arms. Not a lot of Knights, we have some Knights of the Realm. So 3 Knights of the Realm, not a lot of Bretonian Cav, and then we have Fey Double Paladin, who are currently getting poked down by a whole bunch of War Wagons. Mortars routed off 1 archer. Looks like they're trying to rout off a second one, but it's a weird terror route from the Steam Tank rather than the actual mortars themselves. And now the Peasant Bowmen are in range, and they're going to yeet us, delete us those mortars. Franz is trying to cycle charge in. He is getting some good damage value onto these paladins, and paladins don't like shock damage at all. You can already see one's going to rout if this freaking little sword would get out of my stupid sword. Yeah. Yeah, ooh, and a Dwellers Below casting the other mortar. I think that might be a little aggressive considering that your archers were already in range. It feels like a lot of Winds of Magic to use on killing off a mortar that your archers were dealing with. But, okay. Each their own, I suppose. One paladin shattered, the other paladin simply routed for a little bit. And Franz is still the man with the plan. So, both mortars are already dead. There's a lot of Empire chaff that kind of needs to get involved. There's war wagons running around just shooting things, and there's a steam tank that will prove very difficult to kill if these paladins are dragged down. Franz himself is at half health. I imagine he'll get a regrowth quite soon as a paladin gets a shot on his butt, and a bunch of peasant archers are still taking out their toll in shit-covered arrows. Franz is having a bad time. At this point, you might just want to turn around and kill that paladin rather than still running, but it looks like he will actually get out as some spearmen block up the paladin. It's good for you, Franz. You're still alive. I think Bretonia's in a happy state here. As you can see, the archers are well within range to shoot whatever they want. They're now shooting the Jade Wizard, and Franz is diving back in onto the Paladin. Though all hope is not lost as the second Paladin getting killed if Franz hits it one more time. Boop. He's probably going to shatter. No, he's barely hanging in there. Anyway, with both Paladins being very low and or killed, that means a lot of the anti-large stuff they can kill the steam tanks out of action. Knights of the Realms aren't very good at it because of their lack of not anti-large, armor-piercing. There we go. Words are hard. The Enchantress getting her ass kicked by Franz at the moment. Running around. Just trying to stay away from him. Triple War Wagon still very healthy, happy. Steam Tank very still healthy, happy. And some stuff is rallying on the far side, but already the Empire is just pretty much down to its mobile shooty-shoot squad. Because this Jade Wizard's about to die as Knights of the Realm plow into him, and Franz is going to try and bail him out. But man, the Bretonnian archers are just having a field day. Firing in here, getting all the value they can. Now, the Empire's ahead on the balance of power. Franz is very healthy because of regrowths, and Steam Tank has tons of ammunition, tons of health. Triple War Wagon's still doing pretty good. So, hope is not lost. I'm just worried. I've been in this situation a couple times as Empire, and peasants eventually get their due. Now, firing all these archers at a Jade Wizard who's on foot is really not getting its damage value. I'd much prefer these archers to either focus fire down Franz, focus fire down the War Wagons. Steam Tank's kind of an elusive bastard, but still, I guess focus fire on him is okay. But I think the Jade Wizard is the worst target, unfortunately, for Smalls. And it looks like Smalls has realized that. He's now switched his target onto the Steam Tank, which a whole bunch of Knights of the Realm and Paladin are trying to fight while getting healed up from the Fey Enchantress. But a regrowth's coming in. Oh geez, oh gosh, oh no. So, how are we doing? Franz is going to kill this Paladin 100%. That's a dead Paladin. And dead. Okay. Tony's all out of anti-large duelists. We still have the Fey, just draining down Sigmar's Sons, trying to free up our Peasant Bowmen. Still have one Knights of the Realm unit that's okay. Still have some chaff that's okay, and we have a lot of archers that are doing fine. Hard to say. Franz's healing caps within sight, and the Empire just don't have, like, any chaff left. Just none. But war wagons are chariots still, so they could just charge through infinite infantry. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit while we go pew 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 pew. Fey Enchantress going to heal her Knights of the Realm. Pew 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 pew. All right, back to the exciting stuff. Spearman shields are going to rout pretty soon, I imagine, getting charged from all directions like this. They kind of have that someone's behind me debuff no matter what direction they're facing. And these swordsmen are also going to rout as Knights of the Realm try to free up the peasant. This is just a peasant bowman conclave that you can see is going to take out a ton of damage on Karl. Franz is getting very low, and his heal cap's even within sight, so it's not like a regrowth is going to save him that much effort as peasant bowmen try to take him out. If Franz dies, all of this broken-ass chaff is definitely going to rout for the Empire, and he'll be down to the war wagons and the steam tank. Franz is very, very wounded. Gets back up in the sky. Foe Seeker to help him dodge a little bit more. Peasant bowmen are running a little low on ammunition, though. They'll have to be careful about that. I think they should probably start shooting at war wagons at this point. Whenever Franz in the sky, shoot at the war wagons. Or the steam tank if it's close range. Because close range, they can get some decent hits in on it. And they are doing their best to poke it down. Fey Enchantress is even going to charge into its side and start to Mortis Engine drain down the steam tank. Which is fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. Steam Tank's running through some stuff. Empire Chaff is running forward. And how are we doing? It's mostly just archers and the Fey Enchantress. Even the Bretonnian Chaff has seen better days at this point. Franz is officially heal capped. He's got nothing left in him. Jade Wizards cast three or four regrowths this game, so he's also probably not got a lot of magic left. And the Archers are now shooting the Steam Tank that's rolling dirty through their lines, but I think these War Wagons are also about to come get their just desserts. And I still wouldn't hate for them to be shot at. They're a lot easier of a target to hit than the Steam Tank. But it's a hard choice. It's not a lot of good targets at this point. Franz has come in and he probably has his abilities off cooldown. He's trying to snipe out the Fey Enchantress at this point. He's thinking about diving down. These Peasant Bowmen are definitely going to break. These Peasant Bowmen are going to tear out. There might be a mass break from Bretonnia coming in here, which could be a huge deal. These Knights of the Realm should probably pull up and kill this Life Caster just for the balance of power so that, you know, army losses is a little harder to pull off. And the Fey Enchantress doesn't really know what to do, wants to avoid Franz, who's decently healthy. I mean, he has half health, so it's not an easy task at all. And these men at Battle Pilgrims are probably going to tear her out. The Frenzy's down, so they'll probably tear up. But Franz gets a nasty hit on the Fey Enchantress, slamming the balance of power down for the Bretonnians. Empire's doing good. Empire's doing great. Knights of the Realm routing off. Balance of power gets even worse for the Bretonnians. War Wagons are almost out of ammo. Steam Tank has full ammunition. And I think that is going to be it. I think the War Wagons and Steam Tank are going to carry this game. Bretonnians trying to fire in, but army losses will come slamming through. And that's it. Mortars, let me see your pathetic value. Let me see it. 270, 220. Yeah, fuck you, Mortars. Pieces of shit. War Wagons did great. Steam Tank did a lot. Franz carried the entire game on his back. And the Empire State Troops, they held for Sigmar. The lady didn't get much value. Neither did the Paladins. Peasant Bowmen all did just wonderfully. Except for that one. Terrence. Knights of the Realm had a hard time. So that's GG. Okay. Alright. What are we doing here? Pew Pew Wizard, Damsaurus, and Doggos. We'll do Dodging Doggos. Dodging Doggos? Dodging Doggos. Dodging Doggos. No, Pew Pew Lizard. Yeah, Dodging Doggos. The last video in this series of catching up on replays will be a Lizardman 2-for-1. So we have F&G versus No Face! Right. Throg versus Durthu. God, I love Durthu. I love Durthu. My hatred of Wood Elves only goes so far. I actually love Durthu. He's a great lord. And like that's the thing is like Durthu's not just like a meme and like haha I love a meme. Haha. It's like he's actually a good lord. It's just the Wood Elves have a lot of better lords. Alrighty, FG has 4 doggos, including the Beast of Tashnar, a regular dog, and then 2 Ice Wolves. He has a bunch of Berserkers mixed in with Marauders, and on the other side, he also has 4 dogs, including more doggos and 2 more Ice Wolves. Shaman Sorcerers of Fire with Flaming Sword of Ruin and Fireball, and then Death with Spirit Leech and Aspect of the Dread Knight. We have Throg, we have 3 Javelin Throwers. A lot of dogs. It's a dog build from Norska. For the Wood Elves, we have Eternal Guards, including the ROR, which is unbreakable. We have some War Dancers in the front line. Okay, interesting. Eternal Guard, more War Dancers. Far side, we have Glade Riders with Spears, Glade Riders with Spears. Quadruple Glade Guard mixed with Hagbane Tips and Starfire Shafts. Then we have Big Papa Durthu, as I mentioned. Glade Riders Spears are trying to catch dogs. If they catch them, they will wreck them. And it looks, I wonder if F&G will notice what's going on here. Or if NoahFace will realize that he has to charge these dogs with these Glade Riders. But it looks like they won't notice each other, and they're just going to try to walk through each other as there's some standing orders, and definitely the micro is over here as dogs are trying to get caught by Glade Riders. Glade Guard are firing in, doing some decent damage. Ew, Throg's going to take a lot there. If those were Starfire Shafts, that would have been even more, because that would have been fire damage and armor piercing rather than the magic damage. And dogs, some are getting caught by the Glade Riders, but some are slipping through, and this could be really bad for the Wood Elves, as now the dogs are in the back line. Those archers are going to get shut down right quick. And Throg's doing his best to dodge at point-blank range, but he's already down to half health from these archers, so these dogs are going to have to do their work, and they're going to have to do it quick. First dog that got in did some damage, but it was immediately routed off by War Dancers and Glade Riders, and it looks like the same is going to happen over here as a Flock of Doom hurts 2 or 3 dogs that are fighting these Glade Guard. It's all about shock damage, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about shock damage. Throg goes negative a couple times, but he does manage to rally, and he stays in it. I wonder if he has his Winter Tooth Crown. He does not. He just has regeneration. He's trying to hang in there. 1 Glade Guard is down. 2 Glade Guards are down. Yes, 2 Glade Guards are down. Wood Elves are still even on the balance of power, maybe even slightly ahead, though, as their lord has taken so much damage. And Durthu is just going to kill Throg over here, unless he gets some support right quick. And he is not going to get support right quick. In fact, he's going to terror out, and if Durthu can swing one more time at him, he might turn it into a natural route, which could be big for the Wood Elves. We do have javelin throwers on the far side that might want to throw at Durthu pretty soon. But Norska is slapping this frontline engagement. Well, Throg is dying. The rest of their stuff is doing very well. War Dancers are even having a bad time. And, yeah, a lot of stuff's routing. A lot of stuff. Just big old blobs of fighting things. But that's Berserkers. I guess War Dancers are also all about it. But Berserkers love what's going on right now. Durthu taking a lot of damage from the javelin throwers. Is going to have to get away as a fireball overcasted hits him in the mouth. Didn't enjoy that at all. And I think this Manticore is probably going to chase Throg around. Probably. Maybe. Possibly. Some Wood Elf archers are back. They're back in black. They're back in action. But dogs are sprinting right after them. These Glade Riders that just rallied are going to have to immediately turn around and fight these dogs. Otherwise, these Glade Riders, Glade Guard, Glade everything are just in trouble. Manticore dives over to actually help Durthu fight the Icehorn Marauders, and that might be a mistake as all these Javelin throwers are just taking it out on him. And Durthu's getting low, and the balance of power is getting a little lower for the Dark Elves, the Wood Elves, the High Elves, the Elves. Elves. Flat-out elves having a bad time. Durthu's running away from all these javelins, but they have tons of ammunition. They're totally fine. Throg has been regenerating in the woods, and these Glade Rider Spears are going to try to get on with the Marauder Hunters, and they will get a rear charge on them, which is pretty nice. But the Icehound Marauders are nearby, both the casters are nearby, Throg's nearby, so they'll be overall fine. Manticore's fighting in the middle, and there's just some bump and grind for a moment. Glade Riders of Spears are trying to keep these Glade Guard. Glade online. What is that? Is that a Flock of Doom? Flock of Doom. Keeping the Norskins a little honest, but now a million javelins are going to hit him in the face, and Durthu's not a big fan of that. Every chunk he takes, the balance of power goes lower, and lower, and lower, and I think Norska is going to take this, as these archers might rout just from the concept of Marauders being near them, even if the Marauders are routing. Durthu's about dead, he's routing, and after these javelins throw off, that will be army losses for the Wood Elves, most likely. Boom, bada boom. Bada bing. Javelin throwers, 700 value, 600 value, 650. Consistent, nice. Dogs, extremely mixed value, depending on if they were the ones that got caught or the ones that did damage, but overall good. Berserkers did fine. Casters did okay, and Throg honestly didn't do that great. Durthu was doing fine until the javelin throwers came for his booty. The basic infantry for the Wood Elves all died horrifically. Archers, if they were able to fire, did good, but otherwise died horrifically, and the Glade Riders with Spears did well. ZGG. Alright, one more video. It's a Lizardman double-decker. You guys all, everybody have a good day. Goodbye forever.